Good afternoon and welcome to Loughborough University for day number 1 of the School Games 2017. It's time for the hockey and the boys pool as England white-red take on England white here. With of course England white lining up in white on the left of the halfway line and England red in their red shirts, blue shorts and red socks as well. So the two sets of players shake hands in this curtain raiser here in the 2017 School Games with the hockey. Over the course of the next 4 days or so, we will have boys action and girls action on this pitch as well. 2 games today, starting off with this one, and later on we have the girls taking to the pitch as Ulster will be taking on England blue. But for now, it's all about the two Englands and the boys as well. Red against white. And the officials for this game as well, both just making their way into either half of the field. Ben Garrard officiating this one alongside Mason Wright. 2 judges as well involved in this, Christian O'Donovan and Stephen Mason. The technical officer is Lewis Kelsey Foreman, and the reserve umpire, should he be required, is Zach Longstaff. The 2 sets of teams just being read out to the crowd here as well in what is a pretty chilly day here in Loughborough. The sun every now and then keeps popping out behind the clouds. For now, it's gone behind, and coats certainly required for those spectators away to my right-hand side. Around 200 of them, pretty equally spread between supporting England red and England white. Of course, there are 3 England teams involved in this tournament. There's red, white here today, and also England blue as well. So England white, the first team to break away from their huddle, and England red doing the same now as well. 2 goalkeepers, incidentally, for England white is Luke Brownlee, the number 2, and for England red also in goal is Kit Nevitt. So this game will be played out with 4 quarters of 15 minutes. There'll be a couple of minutes interval between quarters 1 and 2, and 3 and 4 as well, and the half-time interval will be around 10 minutes. But we are just seconds away here from the start of these School Games, and it will be England red setting us off, shooting from right to left as we look in this first quarter.
You'll hear a very familiar piece of countdown music which will signal the start of the game. One more time, let's hear encouragement for England red.
So the crowd being cheered up one last time before we kick-start this match.
Not long to go.
Both sets of players eager to get this one underway. The crowd are expectant as well, and the referee's just waiting for the call from the far side judges Christine O'Donovan and Stephen Mason before we can get this show on the road in the 2017 School Games here with the hockey, and the countdown is well and truly on. Well, this is certainly one way to escalate the suspense. And away we go. So England red starting us off with their number 6, Ethan Hopkins, playing it back to his defence, and a few early touches of the ball on the sticks for England red in this one, as Adam Farron plays it towards the right-hand side. They try and play it towards the halfway line, but the interception coming in from Joseph Knott of England white, who actually wins a free ball as well. And now it's first touch for the captain, Tom Downs, the number 3, plays it into the centre and Jack Rhodes, but he is outdone in possession. So he's getting a bit scrappy in the middle at the moment in the early stages of this game. And the Sun back out here in the East Midlands, as well as the ball just goes out on the near side, surpassing Simon Allen. It goes into the blue zone on the side of the pitch, and England Red get us started with Thomas Russell down the left-hand side, plays it into the shooting area. It's a good interception coming in from James Gardner, who manages to put it out towards the sideline as well. So an England Red ball, very much advanced towards the byline. Good challenge coming in on the edge of the D, and England White could complete the clearance up towards the halfway line. Last touch there coming off an England White player. That was Robert Johnston. And it's the Reds to get us back started. Good interception coming in on the edge of the defensive quarter for England White, who now look to counter-attack down this near side, but good challenge coming in from Simon Allen, who tries to slip it towards the attacking quarter, manages to do so as well, can't retrieve the second ball, and the referee has given the decision to the red team, and they will start from the back with their captain today, who is Callum Bell, the number 16, plays it into the path of Edward Brownell, and a good bit of possession this from the red team as they get it down the right-hand side. Good turn as well, coming on the edge of the shooting zone. Big question is, can he pull it across or possibly dribble his way into the area? That was Sebastian Shaw, lost possession in the end, and coming away with it now is Oscar Kay for England White. He just runs out of room on the pitch and dribbles it out on the far side for another England red ball, just on the edge of the quarter line, on the red right-hand side. Play back towards the halfway line. It's a poor first touch coming in though from the England defence, England red defence should I say. And now it's time for England White to try and start their first real attack of this match, and a good chance for Michael Morgan, who tries to slip it down the right-hand side of the area, goes down appealing for a foul. The referee disagrees, and then the ball then cannons off an England White foot. It will therefore be a restart for England Red on the edge of their own shooting zone. So the ball inside red territory at the moment. Once again, the ball comes off an England White foot. This time it was Joseph Knott who was the guilty party. So England Red certainly have enjoyed quite a bit of possession so far in the early stages of this game. Here's the captain, Callum Bell, tries to roll it down the line, but Morgan intercepts, and Moran now coming over the halfway line. Certainly looks as if he's got a bit of speed about him, and good stick handling as well. Faced up by Ben Butler-Felton, it comes off the England Red number 4 last via a foot, and will be an England White decision this time around. And Moran is stood over the ball. He rolls it back to Rhodes, and then plays it back into a central position as Allen looks towards the far side. Slam ball down the left-hand side. It was always going to be a difficult ask for Joseph Knott to keep in play in control. He fails to do so. 4 minutes gone in this game. It remains goalless, and England Red with possession. Good stick handling from Thomas Russell. Manages to get a deflection off of Charlie Griffiths of England White. It will be an England Red ball on the far side, and it's slammed back into red territory with Farron, who plays it to the left, and Bell. Bell just knocks it down the line, but a good interception coming in from the England White rear guards, and a last touch there came off a red foot, and therefore will be an England White ball to be taken by James Gardner, the number 8. Just nudges it back towards Tom Downs. He switches it towards the left-hand side. The ball moving with a lot of zip and pace about it. The pitch was sprinkled around an hour before the start of this game, and certainly the sun hasn't evaporated the water just yet, and the briskness of the ball across the surface is certainly evident in the early stages of this game. Neither side really getting a full command of the ball so far. It's been a tight tussle. No efforts on goal as of yet, as we surpass the 5-minute mark. Nice turn away from Ethan Kensett down the left-hand side. The number 15 goes in towards the attacking quarter before playing it out towards the left-hand side. The ball is drilled across, aimed for a white shirt in the shooting area. However, England white failing there to make a sufficient opportunity. That bit of play there down the left-hand side, so England red starting from the back once again. Too much pace on the ball there for Butler Felton to control, and perhaps an opportunity here for Rhodes as he tries to turn Farron. However, the referee says it's a free ball for the Reds, as Rhodes hit it with his foot. Meanwhile, at the other end, a deflection coming in from George Waller. I'm sorry, Ethan Kensett, will be a long corner on the far side for England red. Down the line it goes. Stubbings trying to worm his way infield, gets the decision as well from the official. And England red once again going down the right hand side, trying to worm their way into the shooting area. They do so as well, however it goes a bit too far for Stubbings to control and get a grip of, and it goes out for a white ball. So it will be Downs from the back, just assessing his options at the moment inside his own defensive quarter. Just squares it for Jack Rhodes. It's a good bit of control from Will Farrer to keep the ball in play. However, he doesn't keep possession due to the attention of Charlie Smith, and the referee's given a decision in favour of Charlie Smith. Just one too many players from England white getting involved in that tussle. Good stick handling down the left-hand side, getting into the penalty area as well, trying to pull it across. It's a good save by the goalkeeper. Sebastian Shaw managed to get down the left-hand side, and he was certainly looking bright as well. The goalkeeper for England white, Luke Brownlee, was equal to it. England red with possession. Oliver Cutler playing it down the centre on the edge of the shooting area. Possible opportunity here, and a shot comes in. The keeper does really well, Brownlee, to smother the ball away momentarily, and then England white can somehow get the ball clear at the second time of asking. But England red slightly on top at the moment. Good battle on the near side between Cameron Beasley-Clark and also the man on the ball now, Oliver Cutler, as well. Plays it towards the left-hand side. This is Matthew Wilson, getting towards the byline, just ran out of room in the shooting area, way to our left-hand side, and out it goes for an England white restart on the edge of the shooting area, with Tom Downs, the captain, once again. 6.5 minutes of the first quarter to go then here. Still remains goalless, but certainly England red with the first good opportunity of this game, and they're making inroads once again here as well. Thomas Russell looking threatening, but a good interception coming in from behind. He picks up the ball at the second attempt, and now coming down the left is Ben Butler Felton. Manages to take a nick on its way through. So it will be a red ball played back by Cuttle into the centre for Bell. Now to the right it goes, a ball fizzing into the shooting area there, coming from Adam Farron, and it takes a nick off a white shirt, and therefore will be another red ball. Back it goes for Oliver Cuttle. Assesses his options, plays it in low, but a good interception coming in from his opposite number, James Gardner. Now trying to break away on the left-hand side is Robert Johnston, but the official says that a foot was used in the controlling of that ball, and therefore it will be yet another red ball. And this is, at the moment, been a passage of around 2 or 3 minutes inside white territory. Captain Callum Bell tries to play it towards the near side of the shooting area, but it's snuffed out by England white, but quickly England red managed to smother the ball. A good bit of play from Matthew Wilson down the left channel, trying to get past Moran. It comes off Moran's foot, and also the official on the near side not happy with the defensive tactics being used there from England white, and therefore gives the decision to England red. Another opportunity for England Red going into the shooting area. Low ball in towards the centre of the goal mouth. And once again, it is well dealt with by the England white defence, who have certainly have to have been on their guard in the early stages of this match, because it is the team in red who currently have been on top. Have the ball now inside their half of the pitch. Ball forward is won by Moran, who switched towards the left side of the field. He tries to switch it towards the near side, but there's no one in a white shirt there. There'll be a quick restart made by Matthew Wilson in the red jersey. A nice flick coming in from Sebastian Shaw down the left channel, but Jack Stubbings was unable to get on the end of the pass through. He manages to get the decision on the near side nonetheless. England Red certainly making a lot of the early inroads so far. That ball coming off Tom Down's shin there. So a restart made by the Reds, and a good turn coming into the area from Thomas Russell. It was snuffed out initially by the Whites, and will be a red ball on the 23-metre line. Ball is switched towards the right-hand side, and a low slam ball in is well controlled on the right side of the area, and a real opportunity here as it's played across. And the first goal of the game comes for Jack Stubbings and England Red. With less than 3.5 minutes remaining of this first period, you have to say that goal has been coming. England Red have been peppering at Adam Knott's goal for the last few moments. And the breakthrough has arrived from number 7, Jack Stubbings. So England Red lead by a 1-0. England White, as of yet, have failed to trouble Kit Nevitt in the England Red goal. Wilson trying to get on the outside of his man, succeeded, however,
Number 7, Jack Stubbings.
with Joseph not coming across and managing to win possession back on the near side. Tom Downs, deep inside his own quarter, manages to switch it towards the far side. Good ball down the centre, but Greg Johnson failed to control. Of course, in this game of hockey as well, if you are new to the sport, rolling substitutions are made throughout the first period and all the periods as well. No need for the game to stop. There are 6 substitutions for both teams. And you can make as many changes as you like. You can't do that. Lack of control from the stick there by George Waller results in a white ball. And again, it's another ball down the left channel. This time it may be met by Robert Johnston here. Does well with the bit of pace to keep it in towards the line, then squares it across the goal area, and a good bit of defending coming as well from England Red, just to avert the potential danger there, because coming into the area was Cameron Beasley-Clark. Couldn't quite get on the end of it, and the decision goes in the way of England Red, who build from the back with a bit of slow possession. Just keeping it with the back 2 at the moment before spreading it out left, and Jamie Etherington. Matthew Wilson with a nice bit of stick handling over the halfway line past 3 white shirts and bursts down the left-hand side as well. Looks for the overlap of Etherington. Faced up by Downs, can't get past the England white captain, however, who slams it down the right-hand side, and maybe a possible counter-charge here for England white. Denied, though, by George Waller coming across and deflecting it out of play for a white ball. Joseph not standing over it, and he'll just roll it back to the safe option of Tom Downs. Good switch towards the left-hand side. There's England white here looking for a route over the halfway line. Got around 4 players in and around the attacking quarter. Tom Downs can find one of them. He brings it up towards the halfway line under much pressure, and he tries to slam it down that right channel. Good interception coming in on the near side by Ethan Hopkins. Ethan kens it back for Downs. Downs decides to run down the right himself, and challenge coming in from Matthew Wilson. Means that once again it will be a white restart all the way it goes back to Charlie Griffiths as the first quarter hooter sounds. Well, that first 15 minutes went by like an absolute flash, and it's England Red leading by 1-0. The goal coming from Jack Stubbings after good play on the right-hand side from England Red. Saw the ball pulled back for the red number 7 in the yellow trainers, who had quite a lot of room in the centre of the D to just slam it past Adam Knock and into the back of the England white net. And you have to say that lead is deserved as well from the team in red, who have had a lot of the territorial advantage over their white opposition. It means the score at the end of this first period of 50 minutes is England Red 1, England White 0. So as I mentioned at the start of this match, the intervals at the end of a quarter were only a couple of minutes long. At half-time, however, they are a bit more prolonged at 10 minutes. So it's just a quick chance for both sets of players to go to the far side and talk to their respective managers, discuss tactics, make any possible changes at the break as well, and also take on fluids. I think it's a bit too early to say there's an inquest going on in the England white huddle left of the halfway line, but team manager Adam Horan will certainly have a lot to say to his players, as they have struggled to create anything in the way of an attacking opportunity in the final quarter in the first 15 minutes of this match. As for England Red, they must be very delighted at the start they have made. Matthew Wilson, the number 10, has certainly looked very sharp, as has Thomas Russell as well, the number 5, and of course goal scorer Jack Stubbings, the number 7. As both sets of players break away from their respective huddles, and we are ready for the second set of 15 minutes in the red team. Now we're not ready at all for the start of the second quarter. First and foremost, I think it's their ball, and secondly, they only had around 7 or 8 players on the pitch. And now we are indeed ready to get this second quarter underway then. And once again, England Red going from right to left, leading by a goal to 0 against England White, who are going left to right. Ball down the right channel for Ethan Hopkins, who just faces up Downs and then slams it across the face of the goal. Well dealt with by the goalkeeper. And again, a possible counter charge snuffed out by England Red, who have certainly had the bit between their teeth so far in this game, leading by that 1-0, and they'll have another opportunity here in an offensive position to build on that now, as they will take the restart from the 23-metre line. The ball is played back for Adam Farron in a central position, has a lot of room, assesses his options and plays it out left for Jamie Etherington. Good interception coming in, however, from Robert Johnston. He tries to find Oscar Kay, and that breaks down, and once again it is Red coming straight back at England White. The last touch though coming off Charlie Smith, and out of play it goes for an England White ball. England White so far have struggled to get past the halfway line. England Red with a reasonably high press, but managing to also block the gaps in their defensive zone as well. And once again a ball going down the left channel, going a begging, and will be restarted now from England Red. Oliver Cutler, the number 8, just looks for the safe option. You have to say England Red so far in this game haven't tried to force anything. They've done the simple things right. It's rewarded them so far with a goal. A lovely bit of stick handling coming in from the right-hand side there from Josh Beardwell, and he gets the umpire's decision as well, just short of the 23-metre line. The Reds quickly getting back on with things as Cuttle tries to play it towards the edge of the D. It's intercepted from his opposite number, James Gardner, who then loses possessions, and another chance for Oliver Cuttle to come forward again. Slips it down the right side of the area. Another opportunity. It's slammed wide of the far post from Charlie Smith, who got down the right side of the area there. It was a good find from Oliver Cuttle. to Charlie Smith, right side of the area, slammed it wide of the far post. Meanwhile, at the other end, England White trying to force things now with Joseph Knott scampering down the right side. Charlie Smith right down the other end of the field. He was in the right corner a few moments ago, now he's in the back left corner, winning the ball back and actually getting the umpire's decision as well. So it'll be a restart for the Reds. And things have certainly gone their way so far. We've played 3 minutes of this second quarter. And it's this man's goal that makes the difference. Jax Gubbing's trying to come towards the halfway line. Again, it comes off a white foot. Will be a restart for England Red. George Waller this time is the one playing the ball forward. A couple of options up there with Russell, who slams it across the face of the goal, and no one could get on the end of it in a red shirt. But once again, promising signs from England Red, who have definitely a very good outfit to watch so far in this game. England White struggling to match them so far. Of course, a long way to go, not just in this game, but in the tournament as a whole. As Joseph Knott bursts over the halfway line, good bit of running from him, tries to get past Adam Farron, succeeds as well, plays it to the left, and Johnson, who plays it across the face of goal, and that was agonising there in front of Kit Nebbitt's net. Really good bit of play from Robert Johnston. Just Greg Johnson, who just fired across the face of goal. He was looking for Robert Johnson, the number 11. Couldn't get his stick on the end of it, and out of play it goes. So the Reds building from the back. But maybe that bit of a sighter on goal there for Adam Horan's men will be a sign of things to come. As long as they don't let the Reds get any further in this game. A good bit of dribbling coming from Sebastian Shaw. And the umpire has given a decision here. As Sebastian Shaw was charging towards the goalkeeping zone. It's gone in the favour of the Reds. And this will be a penalty corner for England Red. And just as I was saying, as long as England White don't let the team in red get any further in front in this game, they have an opportunity. They go and concede a penalty corner, and it will be Callum Bell to fire it back, and to strike it will be Thomas Russell, who spins away from one man and slams it in at the second attempt. England Red now leading by 2-0, and they are certainly making light work of this game so far. Down the other end, an opportunity for England White. So we're getting confirmation that that actually didn't hit the back of the net from England Red, which is very interesting indeed. So it looked like it's a rip on the back of the net from my position. It may have just gone over and rolled down the back of the purple netting. So the score remains at 1-0 to England Red, and England White certainly getting away with it there. If you're of an England White persuasion watching this, I'm sorry to make your pulse beat a little bit quicker, but the score does remain at 1-0. As the ball is now with Tom Downs. England White captain's got a bit of room to burst into, goes towards the 23-metre line, tries to then fizz it in towards the goal area, but there's a wall of red in front of him, and they managed to come away with the ball as well. Good bit of play from Thomas Russell. Releases Sebastian Shaw down the left side of the area, comes in towards the shooting zone, slams in the shot, and a wonderful block coming in from James Gardner, putting his stick and his body on the line there, making sure that the scoreline remains at 1-0. England Red, though, still putting the pressure on. Downs tries to release his man down the line, succeeds as well via a deflection. But England Red just seem to be able to get a grip of this game a bit quicker than that of their white counterparts. Ball on the far side, really nicely worked again as Russell plays it across. He was just begging for a touch. I think it got one as well. The referee behind the goal saying it was with a hand, and therefore it will be a white ball, whether the ball had gone in or not. Good bit of pace coming from Michael Moran. Tries to slam one in towards the goal area. A block comes in from Callum Bell, who wanted a decision, I think, from the umpire there, but the Reds have the ball nonetheless, and again have a bit of room in the middle with Ben Butler-Felton making a charge just left to centre, tries to find Thomas Russell, who, if he'd got a touch on the ball there with his stick, he would have been through and possibly with a chance to make it 2-0. The referee just having a word at the moment with Michael Moore of England White, just telling him to put his gum shield back in. Nothing untoward with that, and Moore will have the ball now just short of the halfway line. A bit of initial control from him, now tries to assess his options, slams it in towards the backside of the area, and Greg Johnson there agonisingly a couple of inches away from getting on the end of that, possibly controlling it and getting an effort in towards the goal. But England White looking far better in the second quarter than they did in the first. Thomas Russell, right side of the area, he's got a couple of red shirts inside of him, should he choose them? He does, he pulls it back and a deflection comes in towards goal. James Garner just hooks one towards the near side and tries to avert the danger. But of course, one thing that the Whites have to be wary of, even when they do attack, there's always that threat of the counter coming at the opposite direction. Charlie Smith slams one again towards a couple of red shirts in the D. Doesn't find any of them. Sebastian Shaw very close to getting a touch on it, but out of play it goes behind for a white ball. Tom Downs plays it square to his left. And Gardner. Out wide it goes. England White just trying to build things from the back here, but it breaks down on the halfway line. Came off his foot last, and fortunately for England White, they do manage to get the ball back pretty quickly. However, they don't make much of it. You just feel that Adam Hora's men are maybe rushing things a little bit too much. England Red look like a very good outfit so far. Callum Bell captaining the side, and the black armband on his left arm. Plays the ball back to the furthest outfield player back. Adam Farron, then back out to Bell on the right again. Encroaches towards the halfway line very tentatively as he picks out a pass, tries to slam it towards the attacking zone, and is picked up by White to try and come forward down the other end on a counter charge. That breaks down, and with under 6 minutes remaining of this second period, it is still the Reds leading by 1-0. Bell, the captain, plays it back. England Red, though, the first thing they think is get it forward towards the attacking zone. Breaks down that time around. Joseph Knott coming away with it over the halfway line, trying to dribble his way past Oliver Cuttle. Succeeded momentarily, but Cuttle managed to get back there. Still the ball is with England White, however, who have 4 or 5 players inside the attacking zone if they pick their options right. Gardner rolls it down the right-hand side. Ethan Kens it now, plays it in towards the edge of the shooting zone. A shot was attempted there, but forced down, and then a shot from distance just been fired in by James Gardner. Of course, you're not allowed to score outside the shooting area, but if it took a nick off somebody and flown back into Kit Nevitt's net, that would have been a very fair equaliser indeed. Of course, when the ball is flying at head height, it's always dangerous when it's flying towards an outfield player. Only the goalkeeper's wearing headgear in hockey. Callum Bell, the captain of England Red, is donning a bit of headwear himself, but I'm sure he still wouldn't want a ball flying towards his head either. Tom Downs, the England White captain, just playing the ball out towards the near side, but once again England Red seem to be absolutely everywhere on the pitch. Ben Butler felt in with a great bit of stick handling, charges towards the shooting area, and the referee has given another decision in favour of England Red. And a second penalty corner of the game. Of course, they went agonisingly close in the last one when Thomas Russell, from my viewpoint, seemed to have fired it into the back of the goalkeeper's net. He hadn't, and it just hit the top of the net and rolled downwards. What will happen this time around? Will it be Thomas Russell again? Or will it be Ben Butler Felton, the number 4? There's a few options there for England Red. The referee says that the ball was played back by Matthew Wilson a bit too prematurely for his liking, so it will be a restart once again. It actually looks like George Waller who's licking his lips with an opportunity here. In fact, he's the one that lays it off, and the shot comes in low towards the far post. It is initially dealt with well. The danger still not away, and it's slammed wide by Sebastian Shaw, who shaped his body up to fire it towards the far post. He thought it took a nick on the way through as well, did Sebastian Shaw. The umpire disagrees. And now the ball is over the halfway line with England white. Joseph Nod, who's certainly growing into this game at the moment, tries to thread the ball forward, succeeds as well. Johnston gets down the left side of the area, he again slams it across the face. I think it took a nick on its way through as well, off a red body. And so will be an England white ball on the near side. It is rolled back for James Gardner. He's got a few white shirts in front of him, but they all seem to be occupied by a red jersey at the moment as well. Not only are England red attacking well, they're managing to mark their men sufficiently too. Knott, who's getting absolutely everywhere at the moment, goes down the left-hand side, tries to take on his opposite number, Thomas Russell, and it goes, that decision there, in favour of the latter. So it'll be a red restart from the back. Callum Bell, out towards the left-hand side, and Jamie Etherington. Good pace on the passing from both teams out from the back. As Bell just threads an accurate ball in field, and now the counter charge is on. Jack Stubbings, the goal scorer, slips it through in behind. Thomas Russell, left side of the area, looks to find a teammate. In it goes, and it just fizzes off the stick of Edward Brownell, and out of play on the far side. But again, danger coming courtesy of Thomas Russell. Ben Butler-Felton's been very good in this first half of the game as well. As is Jack Stubbings, the goal scorer, of course, who's now adopting a more central position. Can't miss him in the yellow trainers. Meanwhile, the ball is at the other end. Oscar Kay plays it in field, and a decent slip ball through there coming, trying to find the on-rushing Charlie Griffiths, but it's well stuffed out. The ball goes flying towards our camera on the near side, and out it goes for a white ball. Ball goes back for James Gardner, who perhaps was trying to find Tom Downs there, but it does go back to his goalkeeper nonetheless, Adam Knott. Downs then goes towards the far side, closed down by Edward Brownell, and Brownell gets the decision with the long corner. Back it goes for Jack Stubbings. Good methodical approach to the Reds' play there, trying to not just slam the ball in straight away, but work a route towards the D. That time around, however, it breaks down, but the attack is still on. Bell. See if you've got options inside or on the outside. He goes for the latter. Etherington, he manages to find a route in towards the area. And it was Matthew Wilson who dribbled his way through. Out it goes, however, for a white ball. 60 seconds left then. And it's still England red, leading by 1-0. They've had a couple of penalty corners that have failed to hit the target since. But England white certainly have been a lot better and brighter in this second period than they were in the first. Of course, at the end of this period will be a 10-minute interval, as Callum Bell there is fouled on the halfway line, but the decision goes in the way of England white. Charlie Griffiths slipping the ball forward. Not now, trying to get to the shooting zone. He had a red shirt around him that managed to get a stick on the end of it and divert the ball clear. And then the clearance is fully away by Thomas Russell. No one up in the red jersey now, though, so England white will start, or end this game, should I say, on the front foot, not like how they started. The ball going through at head height there, and the stick was up from Josh Beardwell, so it'll be a white ball. 23 metres out, slammed in towards the shooting zone. That took a nick last off Callum Bell, but the hooter blows anyway. Sounds like a car horn. It certainly has been far from a car crash for either team at the start of this game. It is England red leading by 1-0. Still that goal in the first period, courtesy of Jack Stubbings separating the two teams. England white have come close on a couple of occasions since then in the second period, with a couple of half chances with the ball being fizzed across the shooting area. However, nothing troubling Kib Nebbit in the England red goal as of yet. They have had 2 penalty corners since their goal as well of England red in the second period. However, none of them have come to fruition. Thomas Russell coming the closest out of the two with that first penalty corner. It came back to him just inside the shooting zone, and he fired it around the net, on top of the net. It then dropped down the back. It seemed as if he'd managed to double his leads, team score, should I say. That was not the case, so both teams go back towards their respective benches at the break, with England red leading England white by 1-0.
second half. England red and England white.
So, welcome back for the second half of the School Games 2017 Hockey Boys Pool A match between England Red and England White, and it is the Red team leading by 1-0 at the 30-minute interval. The goal coming courtesy of Jack Stubbings. Just confirmation of the Thomas Russell goal from the penalty corner as well. It did hit the back of the net, my eyes weren't deceiving me. However, it needed to hit the backboard first. That was not the case. Therefore, the score remains at 1-0 as we go into the second period of 30 minutes. Of course, 2 periods within that as well, as these games are played in quarters. And we are now underway with England White going from right to left. Captain Tom Downs picking up possession as he strides over the halfway line. Good turn of pace from Downs as well. Then runs into opposition captain Callum Bell, who tries to surge forward himself and then checks for the option of Jack Stubbings, the goal scorer, on the near side. Overlap courtesy of Josh Beardwell there. It is tackled by opposite number Robert Johnston, and the ball is out on the near side for a Red restart. So, of course, another game to come today as well. That's when the girls take to the field. Ulster will be taking on England Blue. That starts at 4 o'clock. So make sure you don't miss that. For now, though, it's all about the boys on the pitch at the moment, and particularly England Red, who have command in this game. It's a slim scoreline of 1-0, but they certainly were good value for it in that first couple of periods of 15 minutes. But England White did get stronger and stronger as the game progressed. Ball with Thomas Russell at the moment, slowly assesses his options, then tries to slip it down the right-hand side. Good interception coming in, however, and a good battle as well. Thomas Russell on the right, scampering down the wing. Last touch coming off of Charlie Griffiths there. So will be a Red restart from the long corner. Ball is loose in the centre, picked up by Oscar Kay. He's trying to find an option. It's a very weak pass though, as he aimed to play it towards the near side, and Jack Rhodes. Rhodes does come out on top second time around, but illegally according to the umpire. So a Red restart on halfway. Couple of minutes gone in this third period. Score still remaining 1-0 to the Reds, who restart play now with Adam Farron. Back it goes for Oliver Cuttle. Wasn't the most ideal first contact of the ball for him, but he still managed to make something of it. Bell then into the path of Stubbings. He got a deflection on the ball, but it only went to a white shirt. And one thing that the Reds are doing very well at the moment, of course in hockey only one player is allowed to try and tackle the opposition at a time, but they still have one other player in a red shirt around the ball for the loose pickings when the interception is made, and that certainly is meant at the moment. It has seemed like there is a red shirt absolutely everywhere on the field. Of course, the big question there, though, about how long they can maintain that for, with fatigue being a question and all that sort of thing in sport. These players very fit indeed, and they are ready for a busy schedule this weekend at these school games. No chances as of yet in this third period. Tom Downs with possession, always looking up, always trying to find someone in a white shirt in an offensive position. Loops the ball towards the near side. Good control coming from Tom Russell, however. He slams it down the centre, searching for Ben Butler-Felton, but it goes behind him, and Downs easily wins the ball back, and now releases a counter charge on the inside right channel. Moran trying to get a touch on the ball. The umpire's whistle has blown. It will be a decision going in the way of the Red team. And Callum Bell will be the one standing over the ball. Tom Russell's got a bit of room in a central position. Off-plays it nicely towards the right, and Ethan Hopkins with a bit of room as he gets in towards the shooting zone. Shot loops into the air off of Rhodes, and then it was a high stick, I think, judged by the official, or maybe he was saying that it came off the foot there of Jack Rhodes. Either way, it's certainly Rhodes who is the most disgruntled out of anyone in a white shirt. And once again, we have a penalty corner situation in favour of England Red. This time, can they make it count? Of course, first time around, Thomas Russell did hit the back of the net, but it had to hit the backboard as he aimed to fizz a low one in towards the goal. It went high, it did not count. The second one was well foiled by Adam Knott in the England white goal. What can he do this time around? England corner, penalty corner should I say. It's laid off, it's Russell again, and it was a good save from Adam Knott. Low down to his right, managed to get his stick out there and divert it wide. So it'll be a restart from 23 metres out for England Red. Bell plays it towards the edge of the area. Stubbings tried to turn, failed to get sufficient contact on the ball with his stick, however, but it's a poor clearance away from England white, a non-existent clearance. Then Russell tried bursting his way in towards the shooting area, and I think he got caught there on the foot by Jack Rhodes, and it'll be yet another penalty corner for England Red. So certainly not the ideal start in the first 5 minutes of this third period for England white, conceding 2 penalty corners. We wondered if England Red could make the last one count. They didn't, due to the heroics of Adam Knott in the England white goal. What can they muster this time around? Matthew Wilson stood over the ball on the byline. Rolls the ball back. And a bit of a dummy in a shot there coming in from George Waller. But it didn't really go to plan that for England Red. And England white once again breathe a big sigh of relief and will live to fight another day. Come down the left-hand side now is Oscar Kay. Just dipped the wrong side of the touchline. Another wave of red pressure comes down to the near side, the right. Stubbings plays it square and central. Interception coming in though is good from England white. Michael Moran darting down the centre, diagonally towards the far side, goes down under a challenge from Charlie Smith, who immediately lost his stick and put his hand up, apologising for the infringement. England white restarting things with Jack Rhodes. Certainly had a lot of defensive action so far. His goalkeeper at the other end is telling him to keep the ball, and that certainly was not the memo that Jack Rhodes seemed to get there, as he just seemed to try and fire it in towards the shooting zone. It broke down, and England Red can calm things down and restart play with Callum Bell, their captain. Very accurate passing so far from England Red as they make their way from the back towards the halfway line, and then right on cue, Thomas Russell fails to control. So a restart for England white, looping the ball down the right side. Good bit of tenacity from Greg Johnson. Tries to worm his way towards the shooting area, and there were 2 red players onto him there. And so a restart for England white on the right-hand side. Knott's got a man in his back. It's Tom Russell, his opposite number, dribbles his way towards the byline. And the last touch there, I think indeed did come off of Tom Russell. So it'll be a white restart. Pull back for James Gardner, tries to fire it in, but at the first attempt it is blocked by England Red, who will now try to counter-attack, and a real opportunity now for Sebastian Shaw as he goes in towards the shooting zone. A really good meet from Adam Knott, who came out, denied the initial pressure there from England Red, and then Jack Stubbings tried to come onto the scene as well, and the referee has given a yellow card, I think, for the goalkeeper there, Adam Knott. I'm not too sure what that was for, but nonetheless, a penalty corner has been given from the umpire. So it was a good bit of goalkeeping first time around from Adam Knott, denying Sebastian Shaw as he bared down on the England white goal. It then came back for Jack Stubbings, and that may have been when the umpire saw an infringement. So penalty corner, third one of the third period. 5th one in total for England Red. Jack Stubbing stood over the ball. Will it be third time lucky for Thomas Russell, who's certainly eyeing this one up? It is Thomas Russell, and it's blocked well by captain Tom Downs. He gets a good ripple of applause as well from the near side, and it's well deserved. Right place, right time. Will that be the final warning for England White? They certainly need to get themselves on level terms here. They've got away with quite a few scares so far. The umpire just wanting the ball back a bit, Ben Garrett, before England White can restart. Indeed, they do restart as well. It's a good first contact on the ball from Rhodes, who tries to fire it in towards the danger area. Deflection comes from the stick of Callum Bell and squirms out of play on the near side for an England White ball. A bit of pace about England White at the moment. Downs tries to get in towards the area, but again, well blocked from England Red, who are certainly doing their defensive job just as well as their attacking job. And here's Thomas Russell on the counter charge, gets in towards the shooting area, and once again denied from Adam Knott, who came out, was big, blocked it with his helmet, I think. And then Thomas Russell tries to get his way in a wide arc back towards the byline. And a good interception coming in on the slide from Simon Allen. Seems the ball go out for a red ball. Hopkins plays it back for Jamie Everington, the furthest outfield, the deepest outfield player for England Red at the moment. Adam Farron then tries to feed it down the line. Cuttle. Ball takes a nick. And once again, it seemed be a penalty corner, and there was a cry from the England White goalkeeper there saying that his defence needs to organise a bit quicker, and they are certainly the sort of sentiments that their coach Adam Horan will be firing out towards them as well, because it's certainly not a good ratio conceding 4 penalty corners in the space of the first 10 minutes of a period. So this time with Callum Bell to fire the ball back towards the edge of the shooting area. The shot comes in, and it is well smothered by the goalkeeper once again. Danger not still fully away. Shot coming in twice from Sebastian Shaw. Denied first time by the keeper. I think the second time may have come off the upright. He still has the ball. Coming towards the edge of the shooting zone. Tries to feed it into the area. Russell trying to slam it in towards goal. The referee saw an infringement. I think it may have come from the backside of his stick there. And once again, England White can have a bit of respite momentarily. Good attempt to dummy that from Greg Johnson. However, his teammate wasn't on the same wavelength, and the England Reds have certainly been very alert to everything coming their way at the moment. However, an uncharacteristic error coming from them, courtesy of Jamie Etherington putting the ball out of play on the far side. And Michael Moore is standing over the ball to restart things. Infield it goes. Here's Callum Ross. Ball down the left channel. Johnston with a possible sighter on goal, and he fires it in towards the side netting. Certainly good opportunity from Robert Johnson there, though, as he has played the ball, got a bit of room, saw an angle at the front post and slammed it in towards Kit Nebbett's goal. However, it wasn't on target. That is much more like it from England White, and they should be encouraged from that opportunity, as long as they don't get caught at the other end. However, Jack Stubbing's not quick enough to meet the pace on the ball there as it rolled at some speed out of play. Inside the final 5 minutes of this third period. Moran drifting from right in towards a central position. Always loose, but picked up from Beasley Clark. A good tackle coming in from the England Reds rearguard. Now Callum Ross trying to feed it through towards Johnston. Couldn't get a touch on it, and it goes out of play for another red ball. And that was a poor pass, you have to say, from Oliver Cuttle, who fired it towards Callum Bell. He couldn't get his bearings right. And this is a potential opportunity here as Johnston goes on the turn. He certainly looked keen for a goal in the past few moments. However, he got the last touch on it. He was off his shin as well. And so it's another bite of the cherry for England Red. Callum Bell this time making sure that Cuttle is fed a good ball, and he comes over halfway. England Red just slowing things down and playing the ball into the space at the moment. But it's certainly like a 2-goal cushion in this one to make the final period a lot more easy to bear with, and a chance for Cuttle. Good save again from the keeper. Danger still not averted, and it was failed to be fired towards the goal there from the England Red number 9. But the referee has given the penalty corner to them. So despite the fact that England White on several occasions there managed to make sure that the danger was cleared, they concede yet another penalty corner. And surely sometime soon England Red will be able to make these count. From open play, they've been absolutely fantastic, but they've not really managed to take their opportunities from these set pieces. So Jack Stubbings will be the one to relay this ball back. And this time a shot does come in, and again it's on target, but yet again it is met by Adam Knott. And yet again it will be a penalty corner for England Red. Well, Ben Garrett, the umpire on this side of the field, has certainly been very busy in this third period, as has the England White defence, and Adam Knott in particular, wearing the bright green number 1 jersey. And yet again a ball will be fired in towards him. Stubbings back. Shot comes in from Smith. The referee's blown his whistle again. And again it'll be a crack of the whip for England Red. Yet another one. I think I'm losing fingers to count how many penalty corners have been awarded in this third period for England Red. Surely sometime soon they're going to find the back of Adam Knott's net. 3 minutes to go before the final interval, and it's Jack Stubbings, still the only goal scorer in this match, who will play the ball back. And fortuitous break there sees Ben Butler-Felton be able to finally fire in the second goal for England Red. It came back to him. He got a fortuitous bounce away from the oncoming England White defender, but then found a bit of room to fire it high into the back of Adam Knott's net. And eventually England Red managed to make one of their many penalty corners count. They lead this one by 2-0, and surely now this Pool A game is out of sight for the team in white, who have really struggled to match the pace, the briskness, and eventually the clinical nature of England Red, who have certainly threatened a lot in front of Adam Knott's goal in this third period. They've made it count now, and they have that 2-0 buffer that they certainly would have craved for at the half-time interval. Decision goes in the way of Callum Bell, the Red captain, who immediately tries to release it down the left-hand side for Sebastian Shaw. Goes on the outside of his man, then cuts back in, manages to get in the shooting area and fires it high and over Adam Knott's net. Brush of blood to the head perhaps from Sebastian Shaw there, who certainly would warrant a goal if he could manage to get on the score sheet. Came very close on a one-on-one opportunity with Adam Knott, and he had a sight on goal there. He blasted it a bit too ferociously over the crossbar. Chance at the other end for Johnston. Now immediately concedes possession, and the ball played forward too quickly for the umpire Ben Garrett's liking. So Red will start from the back once again. Can they get a third one in this game? Callum Bell comes towards the halfway line, then checks back. England Red still with that intensity on the ball to go and find yet another one. As the ball is slammed down the centre, and evades the run of Edward Brownell. And England White can get things going again from their defensive quarter. Gardner back for Downs. Downs then slams it down the centre. Comes off Bell inadvertently. Not off the stick, but off his body instead. So that means that England White have an advantage here and get towards the byline as well. Johnston, who's had a very good third period so far. He's certainly seemed the most likely out of anyone to get on the score sheet for Adam Horan's men, if anyone is going to. Gives the decision away that time around, however. Oliver Cuttle with the ball at his stick. We'll just roll it back towards his captain, Bell. Farron slips as he plays the ball forward, but it's a nice knock on that from Smith. And he just evades Jamie Etherington as he goes down the right-hand side. What a nice bit of play that would have been if he managed to get on the end of it. Downs flicks it forward. Good control coming from Adam Farron, and that hooter sound signals the end of the third period here. And it is a period that has been all about penalty corners in favour of England Red. They finally managed to make the final one count. I think it was their 7th one in that period, as the ball came back from goal scorer of the first goal, Jack Stubbings, towards Ben Butler-Felton, whose first touch wasn't the most ideal. However, it managed to make him inadvertently find a bit of room to be able to fire it high into the roof of Adam Knott's net, and it means that the scoreline going into the final quarter, England Red 2, England White 0. So once again, both sets of players just going towards their respective coaches and taking the final few instructions before we embark on the last 15 minutes of this one. England White are next in action against England Blue. That is tomorrow at 1 o'clock. As for England Red, their next game is also against England Blue, but that's at 6 o'clock tomorrow evening, and will be on pitch 2 as well. Two pitches being involved in these 2017 score games for the hockey. We will be focusing all the way through the duration of the competition on pitch 1, but we will make sure you are kept up to date as well with what's going on pitch 2. And the next game today, 4 o'clock time for the girls, as Ulster will be taking on England Blue. And we've got a packed schedule tomorrow with 4 games, so certainly your hockey fix will be met over the course of the next 4 days or so. And England Red seem to be the first team to be victorious on this pitch here in the 2017 school games in Loughborough. Ethan Hopkins plays the ball inside along the 23-metre line. Fortuitous break for Russell. Great bit of stick handling from him as he tries to worm his way into an attacking zone. And the referee has spotted an infringement from an England White body. It's a very nimble control, courtesy of England Red in this game so far. And it's certainly drawn a lot of fouls in their way. Interception coming in from Gardner, who does a very good job to get towards halfway and then finds Greg Johnson in a bit of room. Then slides it down the right-hand side. A touch forward here spells danger for the England Red defence, but it's mopped up very well indeed by Oliver Cuttle, who managed to divert the ball away from Cameron Beasley-Clark. And now the attack switches hands and the pendulum swings back in favour of England Red, who almost got a third one there. A rifled effort from Thomas Russell, who I think it took a nick on its way through, perhaps off Adam Knott's fingertips there. Very good stop indeed from the England white stopper. So England red got the game started there. The referee didn't like what he saw, and so it with the team in white to hold possession at their sticks. Gardner. Neat possession from England white, but certainly a lot more intensity needed if they're to find a route back into this one. Ball coming off Josh Beardwell on the far side. So England white can restart things inside the opposition half. And they're being forced back into their own half here, and you can see every time they get the ball that there's just a big red wall in front of them in a very good defensive formation, and they are reluctant, that is for sure, England white, to pass the ball backwards, but they have no other option. England red are a very well organised outfit. Ball cannons off the shin of Josh Beardwell, so it'll be a white ball. This time they do manage to find a forward ball as well, and then the squared offload from Cameron Beasley-Clark is not met by Oscar Kay, and it goes out on the far side for a red restart. Etherington slams it off the stick of Oscar Kay. Etherington will have another bite of the cherry. Goes down the line and gets another decision, this time due to Oscar Kay's foot being involved in things. Dark clouds beginning to fill the sky here in the East Midlands. Certainly been a dark start to the competition for England white, who have been outfought, outcompeted and outscored here by England red, and it could get worse. But Matthew Wilson was unable to get his stick around the ball and pull it back for a queue of 2 or 3 red shirts in the area there who were waiting to gobble up that third goal. As it stands, it remains at 2-0, and there are 11.5 minutes remaining. Gardner running into a red doldrum, and coming forward there was Butler Felton, who tried to find Thomas Russell. They weren't on the same wavelength, which is first time I think I've said that all afternoon, because usually those two have linked up pretty well over the course of the first 49 minutes. Ball goes out of play at the other end, so Oliver Cuttle can get things going and then plays a long low ball down the left hand side. Good stick handling. It could release yet another opportunity. Nolly's called to come off his line and just get the ball away with his right foot. 2 balls momentarily on the field of play, and we can get back started now. It's cleared off of it. George Waller back for Farron. Nice triangle attempted there from England red. Get the decision due to the ball coming off the glove there of Rhodes. So play restarts at the back. Farron just over the halfway line. Square for Butler Felton. Tries to scoop it down the right channel, but Knott comes across. And just unfortunately there, couldn't keep the ball in play alongside the near touchline. He was surrounded by red. Farron plays it down the centre, asking some questions of the England white defence. They managed to answer competently on this occasion as they burst forward now with Oscar Kay. A very good run and a good offload as well, as an attempt from Greg Johnson that goes wide in the end of the upright. He just couldn't quite grasp control of the ball as he got down the right side of the area. Has to be said, Kit Nevitt, the England red goalkeeper, was scrambling a wee bit, but it wasn't needed in the end to make the save as the rain begins to slowly drizzle here in the East Midlands. Gardner coming forward, and that just about sums up England white's afternoon. Couldn't find Joseph Knott. Now it goes for a red ball. Blustery conditions here as well. Certainly a different seat to the start of the game, where the sun certainly had its hat on. Decision going in favour this time of England white. Can they half the arrears in this one? 8.5 minutes to go. They've certainly had a bit more grip of possession since that second goal, but they haven't been able to create too many chances, and Russell could really rub salt in the wounds here. Tries to fire across the face of goal, not gets it away to his namesake and brother as well, Joseph Knott. Bursts over the halfway line, inside left channel, then tries to hurdle the challenge of Jamie Etherington. Fails to do so, but does win a dead ball situation for England white. Moran, back it goes for Allen. Manages to get past the first attempted challenge. Wriggles his way towards the 23-metre line, but then loses possession, and the counter-attack is once again on for England red, who certainly look hungry for more goals. Russell, left side of the area, tries to turn his man, then goes back on the inside, fires it across the face, and he only needed a touch. And there were a couple of red shirts in there, the last of them, Charlie Smith, just couldn't manage to get on the end of it, to the groans and disappointment of the England red supporters on the near side, but no doubt they'll be content with what they have seen so far, particularly if they can keep a clean sheet here, and preserving that was Josh Beardwell, keeping the red door firmly closed in front of the faces of England white. Decision going in favour of England red here as well. Farron scooping it towards the far side, and the man who got things going for England red, Jack Stubbings, with that goal in the first period. Can he complete the scoring here? Goes in towards the area, tries to pick up an assist instead, but it's well intercepted. Not. Offloads it to his left. Good short passing between him and Michael Moran. Moran still going towards the D, and he is felled by Josh Beardwell. Referee just having a chat at the moment, not too sure what this is about, but Robert Johnston is being called across by Ben Garrett. As we wait for play to restart, and it will now. So Robert Johnston slams it back for Gardner. Nice play on the right-hand side there, but again a good interception from England red, who have everyone bunched inside their own territory at the moment. Ball goes out towards the far side. This time it's Farron with the interception, and Will Farrah tried to come back, but in a legal fashion, so it's a red ball. They are quickly dispossessed though by the interception of Gardner. So a decent game. Plays it inside for Ethan Kensit. Good stick handling from him before the challenge from Ethan Hopkins. Bit of room for Simon Allen. Goes through a couple of red shirts and then comes off Bell last, and he keeps it in from going behind as well. Of course, that slippy surface coming back into play once again in the corner as Bell lost his footing for a moment, but he was also not aided by the foul coming his way from an England white shirt. But England white win the ball back. Beasley Clark plays it down the centre, and frustration again for those in white, as they just couldn't quite put the pieces together to be able to conjure up the goal yielding attack. Quick chat from one of the officials on the far side, Mason Wright, just talking to I think Adam Horan there. Not quite sure what that's about. 5 minutes of this game remaining. The rain getting more intense as it falls from the East Midlands sky, as the clock also trickles down the seconds towards the full-time buzzer, or the full-time car horn, I think I might start calling it. Joseph Knott stands over the ball, eager to get things back going again. Plays the ball back to Simon Allen. who will once again receive the ball again. And the pressure from England Red means that the Whites are forced back here. They're not wanting to be in this position, of course they're not, but it's well played out from Charlie Griffiths, who just juggles the ball on the end of his stick, but then is dispossessed, and the counter charge on from Butler Felton down the near side. Interception coming in from Charlie Griffiths. The referee just making sure that Ben Butler Felton is okay. And it's a red restart on the near side. Possible opening here for Shaw until the interception came in, and the referee blows his whistle once again, and a lot of the players losing their footing at the moment. No surprise, because if you're not picking this up on the screen, the rain is really beginning to team down at the moment. And maybe in hindsight, the surface did not need the extra slickening from the sprinklers before the game at all. Stubbings. Nice square offload from him as the Reds hungry for a third here. Concede a foul due to George Waller. So a restart for the Whites, but a very loose ball indeed. Goes out of play on the near side. And the Reds on halfway will get things going once again. Back it goes towards Adam Farron. Square for his captain, Callum Bell. Callum Bell certainly not as busy in the latter two periods as he was in the first two. There's a lot of the players been at the other end of the field. But I'm beginning to think England Red have took the foot off the gas since that second goal. 3 minutes to go. Looking very comfortable in this match unless England White can pull something out of absolutely nowhere. Johnston tries to get the ball down the near channel. It goes out. The Reds begin things once again. Good overlap from Russell, left side of the area. Ball just getting away from him a bit. Manages to get it back under control again. A tight angle here. Manages to scoop it back. And then a great shot. Sort of with on the reverse angle there from Charlie Smith, who had his back to goal. Managed to angle it behind him and fire in a third for England Red. And with 2.5 minutes to go, that certainly compounds the misery on England White, who will definitely lose their first game here in Pool A of the Skull Games 2017. And talk about pathetic fallacy, the rain here certainly summing up Adam Horan's side's mood at the moment. Still looking for a route back, however. Rhodes, nice dummy, trying to get away from Stubbings, comes out wide, nudges it down the line. Good stick handling from Oscar Kay, gets past a couple of red shirts, then pokes it inside, but Belly's there to mop up any danger. Still not completely away, however, as Morgan gets the ball, keeps it in as well, but illegally according to the official. So Bell getting things going once again. Moran wins the ball back, falls back towards the halfway line. As the clock ticks down into the final 30 seconds, and Tom Russell here, maybe able to add a fourth. Trying to get in towards the shooting zone. He's got his back to the goal now, turns on his left, but threads it down the line very nicely indeed, and on the angle the ball is fired across and somehow goes over off the stick of Edward Brownhill. It looked harder to miss than to score, and it zipped across the surface. I think it just cannoned off Brownhill's stick more than anything. Didn't know too much about it, but failed to sufficiently guide it on target towards the England White net. And that is why the score remains at 3-0 rather than 4. Rhodes bursting down the centre. Possible opener this for England White late on in the game. This is Johnson. He's tackled, comes back for Rhodes. Low shot, drifts wide of Kit Nebbitt's right-hand post. And out of play it goes for a red restart. Best opening of the game, you have to say, for England White. Well, they failed to hit it on target. And I'm still struggling to think of an opportunity where Kit Nebitt has had to make a save. Just over 30 seconds to go. Good opportunity for Russell. He's got a square option should he want to. He goes around the goalkeeper instead. Real chance and a great goal from Thomas Russell, who has certainly deserved a goal in this game for England Red. He puts the cap on a very impressive first day performance from the team in red, who with 30 seconds to go notched their 4th of the game. England red 4, England white 0, and it will be a comfortable start for Tom Russell and his teammates. They could make it even worse for England white here, bursting down the centre. Good smother from Adam Knott, and the referee disagrees. Adam Knott can't quite believe it. He's shown a caution as well from Ben Garrett, and with 13 seconds left now, we have a penalty call. Now I was beginning to forget what they are, but they're back once again. In fact, no, I don't think that is the decision, as the players are beginning to retreat. It will in fact be a penalty instead, so straight out penalty for England Red to add a 5th in this one. Harsh decision, of course. The reason it's a penalty rather than penalty corners, the referee deemed that Adam Knott was denying a clear goal. So Charlie Smith is denied by Adam Knott. And England Red not only have put a lot of penalty corners to waste, they've now put a penalty to waste as well. So it'll be the 4 goals they will have to settle for at the end of this one. Possession is lost by England white, and I think England Red here are going to be stopped by the buzzer from getting a 5th. And the ball did go in the net. It won't count because it hit the net a second after the final buzzer goes. So it will be the 4 goals that England Red will have to settle for in the end on day number 1, game 1 of Pool A here in the School Games 2017. England Red cruising to success, with goals coming courtesy of Jack Stubbings, Ben Butler-Felton as well. Thomas Russell got on the score sheet. And of course, many missed penalty corners and a penalty as well. Right at the end from Charlie Smith means that the final result does indeed stay at 4 goals to 0. England Red coming out on top against England White. Don't forget, next game on the stream coming up at 4 o'clock. Over to the girls, as Ulster will be taking on England Blue, should I say. But until then, a very good afternoon, and we will see you later on.
For England white.
I wasn't that convinced about up there.
So good afternoon and welcome back to Loughborough University for the School Games 2017. We've already had the boys this afternoon. It is now time for the girls as Ulster take on England Blue here in the East Midlands sunshine. The rain has gone, the sun is out, and we are ready for a brilliant 60 minutes of hockey. So the two sets of players shake hands with each other. So Ulster in the white shirts for this game, just breaking away from their team huddle left of the camera, and England Blue, as you'd expect, in the navy blue kits. They're crouched down there in their team huddle before breaking away. Just a reminder, of course, of the format for these games as well. It is 4 quarters of 15 minutes, and at the half-time interval, the break is a 10-minute break rather than the 2-minute intervals that happens during the rest of the quarters. 11 aside, of course, and 6 substitutions in the game for both teams, and they can be used at any time throughout as the music is ramped up here in Loughborough, and we await the start of this one. Standing over the ball are England Blue, and they will be getting us underway from right to left.
Can I hear you, England Blue? I reckon put those voices together one more time for Ulster and England Blue.
So a decent crowd here for this one, of course. Those of an Ulster persuasion making the trip all the way from Northern Ireland in order to be here for the school games. And we've already had one game on pitch B for the girls. Now it's the turn of pitch A. Ulster against England Blue. We are just a few moments away from the start here. And one thing that, if you watch the first game, you may have noticed, is there is quite a prolonged start to these games. They play quite a lot of music, and then to end with, they have the countdown clock to signify 30 seconds until the start. It's certainly a lot of time for the crowd to perhaps get a towel out and move all the standing water off of their seats after the showers we've had in the last 15 minutes or so. And it's a last chance as well for the players to get riled up for this one, like they needed the extra incentive anyway. So just moments away from the start of this one then. And it's the England Blue. Number 9 stood over the ball as the countdown clock sounds. And indeed, the countdown to the start of this one well and truly on. And away we go. So England Blue going from right to left at the start of this one. Of course, 3 England teams taking part in these school games. There's England blue, England red, and England white as well. And all three of the teams are evenly chosen. So there's a fair chance between all three of them that they will be the best that England has to offer in these championships. Good play from England blue already, who are starting things on the front foot at the moment. Goes, it will be an England blue restart, so certainly they've been holding the early territorial advantage in this game, and a chance as well coming towards the shooting zone. Goes behind, and will be a penalty corner as well. So I said that it's been a good start in this game from England blue inside the first minute and a bit, and they could be rewarded here early on. The Ulster players just taking on some headwear, of course, to protect themselves from what is a very heavy ball. That's why the goalkeepers wear protection that they do. The outfield players, this one, the gear as well. Referee blows his whistle, and he's told the number 6 there of Ulster to get out of the defensive line for a bit of a false start there. And then number 3 has fallen guilty as well of being a bit quick out of the blocks for the referee's liking. So 2 false starts mean that third time lucky, England blue will get this penalty corner, and there will only be 2 outfield players for Ulster defending it on the line. And finally, we're good to go with this penalty corner. It's a strong block coming in as well. All the Ulster white shirts are beginning to retreat now, and they get the decision as well. And a fortuitous break that for Ulster, who of course a couple of players down there. It looked like a pretty ominous situation at the start of this game for the team from Northern Ireland. They managed to survive it, and the score remains goalless after the first 2 minutes of this first period. So Ulster playing things out from the back. Of course, you may see a couple of slips and some footing as the period progresses, particularly this first period, due to the water that may still be on the surface from the showers that we encountered at the back end of the previous match here on pitch 1, and the repercussions of that downpour still being felt by these players in the early stage of this match. But one good thing about the surface is that the ball will certainly zip across and be good for these sort of counter-attacks now, as Ulster managed to break their way into the offensive quarter for the first time in this match. It doesn't materialise into anything too promising though. In the end, ball goes out, and it will be an England blue restart. Good turn from the England blue number 9, coming down the right-hand side into the final 23 metres here, but a good, strong defensive guard from the Ulster number 8, who of course managed to help deny that penalty corner from being too penetrative from England blue right at the start of this quarter. And she's certainly a physical presence at the back for Ulster, and has been doing a lot of the hard work early on in this game as well. Ball goes out at the other end, and it will be an England blue restart.
Keep the pressure, Ulster!
Go first.
And just apologies there for the technical difficulties that we've been encountering here in Loughborough, but I'm glad to say that they've all been ironed out and we are good to go with the rest of this first period. Nothing of note occurring so far apart from that early penalty corner for England Blue. That was well closed down by Rebecca McConnell, the Ulster captain, the big number 8 in the back. And that is why the score remains goalless as we come towards the midway point of this first period. England Blue to get things going in the centre of the park. It's a long looping ball down the near left channel, but one that the referee wasn't too happy about, so it'll be a restart from McConnell. And now Ulster look to get things going in an attacking sense down the centre. Bit of a scramble on the edge of the area. Umpire intervenes and gives that decision against Ulster. So the ball will come straight back at them now, and it's nicely moved from England Blue towards the right-hand side. And this is Gabby Dyer charging into the final 23 metres, meets her opposite number, Rebecca McConnell, on the way. And that will go out for an England Blue ball. Just on the short of the 23-metre line. Ball switch to the near side, go straight out of play. So restart from Ulster. Dispossessed, however, by Amelia Harvey. Switches from left to right, then gets tripped inadvertently, I think, by Lauren Mulholland. So that will be a clear foul there in the way of England Blue. Standing over this one now is Yazzie Shahal, and then tries to fire it into the scoring zone towards Molly Darcy-Rice. The referee then blows his whistle, and it seemed to go against Ulster that, but after quick bit of crossfield talking with fellow umpire Zoe Hall, and then Jenga changes his call and it goes in favour of Ulster. 6.5 minutes remaining then of this first period, score still remaining goalless. And the best chance still going in the way of England Blue in that very early penalty corner. Ball's at the back with Skelton, plays it down the centre. Trying to feed her way through a couple of challenges is Kimberly Sheldon, who gets the decision. There were two white shirts surrounded there, and Sheldon will now try and play it around the centre. Good block from McConnell. Good battling so far in this contest. Harvey down the left. She's got McCulloch right behind her. Manages to get to the byline and pull it across, however. Good opportunity this, and Ulster managed to deal with it very well indeed. Out the back, the ball dribbled all the way towards the near side, and the clearance should be just about completed now, but England Blue trying to corner Ulster in there in their own defensive zone. Ulster managing to come on top with the decision. And we'll start things again from the back. An attempt to dribble at the back from Regan breaks down. Now Sheldon. Sheldon does really well getting to the left side of the area. Good offload as well. And an attempted pass into the area from Beglin. Doesn't come to anything. And Ulster will restart things from the edge of their own scoring zone with their captain Rebecca McConnell. She surveys the scene, and before just trying to cannon the ball forward, it deflects off to Sellinghort. But the second attempt, she could play the ball towards the left-hand side, and a possible attack on here for Ulster. Sophie McDowell going to come in from the left. The referee says there was an infringement, however, there as she battled with Yazi Shahal. It will be the latter to restart play for England Blues. So 4.5 minutes remaining in this first period, and we're still all square at 0-0. Could that change now, however? England Blue looking very menacing as they come into the area. Real opportunity here, and it's come off the post, and somehow Ulster have managed to get that one away. It looked like Molly Darcy-Rice in the centre, who took a swing towards Gemma Ferguson's left-hand upright, and while Ferguson was on the floor, she was fortuitously helped by her left-hand post, which has denied England Blue from taking the lead in this game, but a very close call indeed for the Northern Islanders. Restart at the back then for Ulster. McDonald again looking forward, but there's not many white players in much room up front of her, and then slams it off of Hannah de Sellinghort, captain of England Blue. And so it'll be another restart at the back for McConnell. Strides forward with this one. Nice turn inside of the Sellinghort, but overran it a bit too much, did McDonald, who then concedes a foul as well in the process as she dropped her stick. Loose play, however, from Sophie Skelton. Both teams at the moment just going into a scrappy phase of play, struggling to keep much hold of possession. Both trying to force the issue here and get the first goal, but maybe in England Blues case in particular, just forcing it a little bit too much so far. Mistake at the back from Ulster, and that results in a set-piece situation on the edge of the 23-metre line for Kimberly Sheldon. Looks square to her right, and Spate trying to put it into the mixer. Good chance for the Sellinghort on the turn. Good save from Ferguson, low down with the right foot. Not too much trouble for her, but she had to be alert in order to sweep away the danger, and she does momentarily. England Blue still coming again, ball in towards the front post, and McConnell is equal to it, as she has been to many a thing that's come away so far in this match, which is why things remain as they are at all square goalless. Mulholland surrounded by England Blue players, and that means that Darcy-Rice can pick it up. Played into the centre, real chance, and the sweeping effort towards goal was by Carolyn Spence, who just tried to aim it towards Gemma Ferguson's right-hand corner, and she was just a few inches wide of that right-hand upright. And another chance goes a bang for England Blue, who are really on top in this game with 90 seconds remaining of the first period. Possession one in the centre. Freya Duckers looking keen to try and get something going. A couple of white shirts around her. One of them dispossesses her as well. That's Sophie McDowell, the number 10. Gets a bit stuck in the centre, but manages to offload it well for Katie McKee. Ball played down the centre is aimed towards Molly Dugan. Breaks down, however. And now it's her opposite number, Kimberly Sheldon, with possession. A searching ball from her, and once again Rebecca McConnell equal to it. And it looks like it's going to be a stalemate going in to the first interval of this game. Just a reminder that the first interval is only a couple of minutes long. And then at half-time, the interval is 10 minutes, so a bit longer for the end of period 2. But just 40 seconds to go before the end of period 1, with Ulster and England Blue at 0-0 at the moment. Ulster bringing it out from the back, dispossessed however, and it's a real opportunity on here for Elwood if she can play it right, and I think she went towards goal there. Goes wide of Gemma Ferguson, to no avail for England Blue. So restart at the back for Shirley Mackay's team. McConnell towards the left, and Ulster just haven't really got their rhythm going as of yet, but they will be happy that the score will just be 0-0 as the car horn sounds there for the first interval of this game. It remains goalless, but you have to say England Blue are very unfortunate not to go in front at the end of that first 15 minutes. A couple of really good opportunities right at the start. They got a penalty corner, which they failed to make anything of, despite the fact that Ulster had 2 defenders ordered away by umpire Adam Jenga. So there were only 2 outfield defenders for Ulster on the line to close down that penalty corner. Captain Rebecca McConnell certainly put her body on the line, however, to make sure that the ball was averted from the Ulster goal. That kept it scoreless after the first 90 seconds. Then the woodwork was struck by England Blue, and Caroline Spence at the back end of that first period struggled to get her radar on point as she fired wide of Gemma Ferguson's net from a very good position around about the penalty spot. However, could not nestle the ball into the back of the Ulster net. So after the first 15 minutes, even Stevens 0-0 as you were, but England Blue looking the better in the early stages of this match. Of course, Ulster have not really got their rhythm going on the ball as of yet, but have defended decently to keep it at the scoreline that it is, and I certainly expect more from them in the next period. Of course, we're about to find out exactly what they can produce as the 2 umpires call the players back to the field as we now embark on the next set of 15 minutes in this match. So the whistle's gone and calls to play there. England Blue responds, and we are off and underway with the second set of 15 minutes. Early decision going in the way of Ulster. Rachel Houston coming forward, trying to offload it towards the right-hand side as the sun beams out here in the East Midlands. Stark contrast to around half an hour ago, where it was nothing but grey skies and rain, making this a pretty slippy pitch at times as well, and I'm sure a few of the players found that out already. Ball at the back with Ulster, and their captain Rebecca McConnell has been a prominent part in the back line for them in the early encounters of this match so far. But this time around McConnell can't control, and the ball diverts out of play on the far side for an England Blue restart. Attempt to dribble into the area from Lucy McEvoy, but she is stopped, and it's very good stick handling indeed from Katie McKee. Darting down the centre, she's come an awful long way, tries to feed the ball down the centre as well, but a real wonderful interception from Amelia Harvey, the number 5, just to make sure that nothing more comes of that. But that was a wonderful bit of dribbling forward from Katie McKee. Maybe that's the boost that Ulster need in this game. McKee stood over the ball now. He's looking up for an option. Then rolls it down the left. Katie Cooley trying to get on the end of it. Ball had too much on it for her, however. And it will be a restart at the back for England Blue, going from right to left in this second period. Ambitious pass forward from Sophie Skelton, goes straight out of play on the far side for an Ulster ball. And England Blue looked pretty composed on the ball, it has to be said, in the first period of this game, but now they're the ones rushing things a little bit and not managing to maintain a sufficient rhythm. And Ulster are now the ones who, in the early stages of this second period, seem to have a bit more of their mojo present on this pitch. Has to be said, good backing as well from Northern Ireland for the Ulster team for today, and hopefully whatever happens for their team throughout the duration of these school games, they'll be as vocal as ever over the course of the next 4 days. McKee on the far side, once again, good stick handling from her to keep it in a tight position, and she's now managed to release a potential attack here for Ulster as they come over the halfway line. But England Blue have strength in numbers at the back, and a good bit of tussling on the near side as well from Freya Duckers and also Rebecca McCulloch, the latter however conceding an infringement there. England Blue restart play inside their own half, and they try and build now into Ulster territory. Good first touch from Lauren Elwood on the right. She then tries to offload it forward, it succeeds as well, but the ball across is well met from the Ulster defence. Danger not still fully away, however, and the decision has gone in the way of England Blue. And this will be a penalty corner, a second one of the game for England Blue. Of course, they had one right at the start of the first period, and they've got one relatively early at the start of the second as well. Hopefully for Ulster, they'll manage to keep 4 outfield defenders intact on the line, because they had 2 players ordered away by umpire Adam Jenga for trying to close down the penalty corner before it had been taken. Hopefully they're not as premature this time around. Ball goes back and a strike comes in. It's well blocked though, and this time Ulster did have enough players back in order to thwart the danger posed by England Blue there, and no reason for them to panic at the back. Danger nil's still not fully away. It is this time, however, and now there's maybe a counter charge on as the ball is slid down the right channel. Good opportunity here for Kate Gurley. She's got an option inside of her as well. She tries to find the on-rushing Anna Norn, and she just can't get her stick out to reach it, and it goes out of play agonisingly for Ulster for an England Blue restart. Ball picked up by McCulloch. She finds Norn, who tries to then return the favour that Goldie gave to her a few moments ago. However, once again, that fails to be sufficient. And once again, another England Blue restart just outside the shooting area. She's played almost 5 minutes of this second period, and we are still at 0-0. Molly Darcy-Rice, can she change that? She feeds it down the left channel of the area, and then an attempted cross comes in from Annabelle Hebb. It is well blocked again by Ulster, however, and their back line so far in this game has been very resolute indeed. Of course, a busy schedule for all the teams involved in these school games over the next few days. And for Ulster, they're back in action tomorrow night on this pitch as they take on England White. That's a 6 o'clock start for them. They have 2 games that day, in fact, as they play England Red on pitch 2 tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So of course all the teams been able to boast decent squad numbers, but fitness certainly key as well, and able to make do with a very demanding fixture list. England Blue beginning to get in their stride, however, just like we saw in the first period. Not managed to yield anything from it as of yet, however. Great play again from Katie McKee. You certainly want to watch, it seems, in the early stages so far. Her offload was a good attempt, but well snuffed out by Gabby Dyer, who strides away with possession now before releasing it down the left. Had a lot of pace on it, but Heb does well to keep it in play initially, but ultimately it does go out via deflection off an Ulster defender. So a restart on the 23-metre line for England Blue, and Freya Duchess will dribble it inside. She tries to fire one in towards the shooting area. It does find an England Blue shirt via an infringement from an Ulster player. And once again, Adam Jenga not making himself endeared to those of an Ulster persuasion, because it's a third penalty corner he has given against the Northern Irish outfit in the opening stages of this affair. So a third time lucky perhaps for England Blue from a penalty corner, and this time the one to supply the ball back is Annabelle Heb. Gabby Dyer looks poised on the edge of the area to take a swipe at this one. Indeed, it will be her. Just inside the shooting zone, fires it in low. It's well blocked and diverted away. So it'll be another penalty corner. I think that was blocked by a foot there. So once again, more defending for Ulster. Adam Jenga trying to make sure things go speedily. It breaks down initially for England Blue. Can they still make something of it? The ball's on the right-hand side. It's squared across. There's a scramble of sticks at the front stick to try and get the ball away there. It's Rebecca McConnell who manages to divert the danger away. So it'll be a restart on the 23-metre line for England Blue, who are starting to have the bit between their teeth now and try and get first blood in this contest. Rebecca McConnell, just on the edge of her own defensive quarter, plays it neatly forwards for Mullen. Searches for an overlap, gets one as well, and then it's an attempt to release down the left-hand side, which actually come off as well. It's a nice bit of play this from Sophie McDowell. Left side of the area, tries to get one away on the angle. A player came in to meet her. It was a good defensive challenge, and then Zara Rose was there to clear away the scraps as well. Still the pressure on from Ulster. Olivia Mullen, left side of the area, and then runs out of room on the pitch, and it will be an England Blue ball to get us back underway here. 6.5 minutes remaining. Ulster now entertaining the ball a little bit more than they were at the start of this period. Bit of room in their own half for Ulster to work with now. Ball's on the right. Neat possession, however, given away, and good pressure from Freya Duchess striding forward. She's been encouraged to go in the shooting zone herself. She's felled as she goes in there, legally, according to the umpires, but still the pressure not completely away. Right-hand side, the ball is pulled back by Carolyn Spence, who of course had a glorious opportunity in the first period that she couldn't put into the back of the net. She tries to put it on a plate for a fellow forward as well in the area there, but that breaks down. But once again, another wave of pressure comes forward. Great bit of play on the right side from Gabby Dyer, and the ball's moved into a central position in the scoring area. But the referee says there is an infringement by an England Blue player, so Ulster will try and go at the other end and cause some damage for themselves. It was a fortuitous break that for Sophie McDowell. The umpire, Zoe Hall, says again that was poor use of the stick, and therefore that will be a England Blue ball. Then it goes back to Ulster because of two players getting involved from England Blue side. In fact, the official has given it the other way. Not too sure why that is. But the pendulum of possession certainly swinging both ways at the moment, and that is credit to both defences for putting the pressure on to the opposition. However, both offences would be wishing they had a bit more of territorial pressure at the moment. England Blue certainly have shaded it so far. Mistakes like that from the combination of Rebecca McConnell, should I say, and Ainhook Morwood certainly won't help things. Ball then played into the scoring zone. Well dealt with this time from the Ulster defence. No nonsense, just putting it out into touch on the near side. Victoria Begling dribbling away into the near side of the scoring zone. Once again met well by McConnell, who plays a nice one too as well. And is needed to be challenged in order to thwart that potential counter charge there from Ulster. Sheldon rolls it back to halfway. Shallow. England Blue will certainly recognise that they've been on top in this game, but they can't try and force things too much in order to get a goal here against Ulster, otherwise they may lose their cool and inadvertently make mistakes. Just have to stick to their own game at the moment. What they've been doing so far hasn't been too bad at all. McConnell's had a good game so far, and she's trying to stop Sheldon this time around, succeeds as well. And the official
White number 8, the way you're talking to me. White number 8.
the green card has been given out to Rebecca McConnell. So Rebecca McConnell, the number 8 of Ulster, has to leave the field for a moment, as Zoe Hall, the umpire, did not like the way she was being spoken to there by the Ulster captain. Good play from Sophie Skelton, trying to switch defence straight into attack and succeeding as well. Caroline Spence, right side of the area, manages to hold it up. She tries to lay it back as well towards her captain, Hannah de Sellinghort. She fires one in towards the goal, and it just evades the far post. Challenging in there was Molly Darcy-Rice. Gemma Ferguson managed to make her physical presence count as well and stop the ball going into the back of her own net. 2 minutes to go until half-time. And we're still all square. England Blue applying their foot to the pedal more and more as the game progresses. However, they are still struggling to find that clinical edge in front of goal. Lucy McAvoy, the latest attacker to fail to supply a perfect ball through. Katie McKee, if anyone's going to do anything for Ulster, then she's the one who's going to do it. And then a green card has been issued this time from Adam Genga. And going off is Amelia Harvey of England Blue, the number 5, for an elbow there on this girl on the ball now. Katie McKee, who wins another dead ball situation. Ball not sufficiently dealt with by the England Blue defence. It could break through here nicely for Molly Dugan, but it's brought back. I think it came off her foot as it squirmed its way through. So not too many talking points in the first half of this game, but will that change as we go into the final 60 seconds now? Lauren Elwood is well marshalled by the Ulster backline. Will there be one last counter-attack before the half is out? So will be now with offloads like that. And England Blue will be gifted back possession with 45 seconds to go to try and get a goal that you'd have to say they have deserved in this game so far. But Ulster have defended well enough when they've had to in order to keep the ball out of their net. They survived 2 penalty corner scares in this period, adding to the one that they had right at the start of the first period. And of course in the first period as well, Caroline Spence missed a golden opportunity to put England Blue in front. Can England Blue create one last thing with 10 seconds to go? You'd suspect not. Sheldon slams it down the left side, and the ball will be cleared away. Out it goes, and the car horn sounds again as we reach half-time here between Ulster and England Blue. The latter will probably feel as if they have been more deserved of creating a goal-scoring opportunity in this match. A couple of good chances for Carolyn Spence and also Hannah de Sellinghort, the England Blue captain as well, have gone a-begging. Those chances were predominantly in the first period. However, in the second, Ulster defence certainly held their own. Katie McKee looks very impressive indeed, the number 11. And Rebecca McDonnell, the captain as well of the team from Northern Ireland, has definitely held things together very well in the Ulster rearguard thus far too. So as we go into the half-time break, both sets of players just taking on fluids and instructions from their respective coaches as well. And we'll be back in a few moments' time for the second half of this one. But it's nicely poised going into the break. Ulster 0, England Blue 0. Here we go then, very close to the start of the third quarter of this game. I said that at half-time it would be a good chance for the players to get refreshments. It was also a good chance as well for the sprinklers to douse myself, the camera crew and the spectators as well. So we're certainly refreshed and ready for this second half of action here, with the score nicely poised at 0-0. Both players, incidentally, one for Ulster, one for England Blue, that received a green card at the back end of the second period, are now back onto the field of play, and it's quite a soggy field of play as well. You may notice quite a bit of dark patches, particularly in the corners of the field, and that is due to the sprinklers that came out at the interval. But the sun is out, and I'm sure that that will evaporate in no time at all, as Ulster have started this pretty brightly themselves, coming in towards the right side of the area. Good interception coming in at the last. Danger still not completely averted, however, and that shot almost squared through towards goal by Sophie McDowell, and she gets the penalty corner there. She was denied by the England Blue goalkeeper initially, but the umpire, Adam Genga, who gave quite a few penalty corners against Ulster in the first two periods, now gives one in favour of them. So big opportunity for Ulster to find the breakthrough in this contest inside the first 45 seconds or so in this third period. So the four England Blue defenders are on their line at the moment. They've put on their headgear, ready for this ball to be smashed towards them. Katie McKee looks like a firm favourite to go and strike this one. Olivia Mullen there as well. In fact, it will be Olivia Mullen. She slams it in, it deflects into the path of Abby Spate, and she will come away with the ball momentarily, but it comes straight back at the England Blue defence again. Shot comes in on the turn, and again, England Blue just about managing to avert the danger, but Ulster looking very strong at the start of this third period, that is for sure. Katie McKee wriggling away towards the edge of the shooting area. The umpire didn't like what he saw there, and it will be an England Blue ball. And England Blue certainly being a bit more hurried in possession so far, and they give it away as well. It's a good strong pressure coming for Ulster, and a yellow card as well has been issued in the direction of Sophie Skelton. So Ulster with an opportunity here. Katie McKee on the turn, and he just loops over the bar. A good shot coming in from the Ulster number 11. Flies over Zara Rosa's net, and at the moment, Ulster tails certainly higher than those of England Blues. Again, that pressure very much prominent, and England Blues struggling to get out of that defensive quarter at the moment. Katie McKee wins possession, left side of the shooting zone. It's a foul committed by Yazi Chalal as she tried to battle for the ball from her. So Katie McKee will start play from the 23-metre line, but Zoe Hall, the umpire on the near side, is just telling her to take it from the right position. She does now. Katie McKee, she wriggles away inside, just outside the shooting zone, trying to get away from the three blue shirts around her. She may have been expecting an infringement coming her way there, but Adam Jenga, the umpire, disagreed. A possible counter on for England Blue. Well disrupted. That from Rebecca McConnell. It's a lovely release down the right-hand side as well. Ball squirms through towards the front post, but there's no one in a white jersey that could latch onto it in the attacking quarter of the field. So out it goes for an England Blue ball, and Christine Crossley, the England Blue coach, must be pretty woken up by the start her side has made in this third period. It's not been a good one, and it certainly has not been in conjunction with the pattern of play in the first half of this match. Ball switched out towards the near side. It's a good one for Yazi Chalal to try and move forward with it as well towards the halfway line. She slams it down this near channel, and coming across to mop up is Annick Morwood, and the ball just goes out of play. Morwood's advantage, so she'll try and get down the left-hand side, but then possession won back by Carolyn Spence, and bit of a whistle-blowing spree from Zoe Hall there, the umpire. Eventually the decision going in favour of England Blue, who give possession away at the first time of asking from that set-piece situation. And now the counter-attack is on as Ulster break over the halfway line. Olivia Mullen trying to play the ball down that right-hand side. Interception comes in though from England Blue and momentarily disrupts the momentum of the attack. Here's Katie McKee, left side of the area, gets a shot away. It does deflect off an England Blue player and out it goes for a penalty corner for Ulster. So their second one of the game, their second one of this quarter. So how will they go about this one? Ulster very close indeed from the previous one. So trotting across to go and get the ball. It's the Ulster number 18. Back to the wall stuff for England Blue at the moment. A couple of players around the area this time around. Katie McKee once again.
Better.
Played just behind her as well, looking interested. It's left for Katie McKee to slam it first time, and it just drifts wide of the far post. It was very close indeed once again from Katie McKee, who looks like a very bright prospect indeed in the Ulster ranks. Meanwhile at the other end, England Blue on the charge forward, and this is Lauren Elwood. Feeds it down the left side of the area. It's a real opportunity here, well defended. For now, it's kept in on the byline. Danger not yet averted. Ulster with enough players back behind the ball now to try and move the ball out. However, it is done illegally by Anik Morwood, and is now a penalty corner at the other end of the field. And this is a very stretched game at the moment. Ulster certainly making a lot of the headwind at the start of this third period. England Blue with a bit of respite on their defence here. We've been under the cosh somewhat in the first 5 minutes of this third period. They've now got an attacking opportunity down the right-hand side of the field with this penalty corner. Could be a big moment in the game, this. Certainly, if this goes the way that England Blue want it to. So the ball is fed back and the shot comes in. It's a pretty tame one. It's still not fully cleared away, however, by the Ulster defence. Bit of panic stations for a moment there, but the ultimate shot going wide from Lucy McAvoy, I think it was, the number 16. Drifts wide of the near post, pretty harmlessly. And play will restart at the back. In fact, that shot coming in from Molly Darcy-Rice. Either way, didn't go into the back of the net. And Ulster have possession once again. A nice feed down the right side. Sophie McDowell is the one making inroads here. Goes on the outside. Then checks back momentarily. Good bit of stick handling. She gets towards the byline. Just can't keep it in, however. But she manages to win the penalty corner. And it was around this stage in the first game, actually, where we saw a mass flurry of penalty corners being awarded by the umpires, and we're starting to get into that stage of the game again here, it seems, with the girls this time around as well. So once again, the England Blue defensive rear guard are back, putting on their headwear, bracing themselves for what is about to happen. Of course, the ball will be absolutely flying at their goal here. Ulster with their third opportunity of the third period to crash one into the back of the England Blue net. Ball is back, teed off for McKee to strike, and again it goes wide. I think that took a deflection, however, off someone in an England Blue jersey. So the play will restart on the 23-metre line. In a bit of a central position at the stick of Lauren Mulholland. Squares it to her right. Katie McKee, right hand side, worms her way towards the byline, pulls it across as well, and an important interception from the England Blue goalkeeper there, just to get a big right foot on the ball and divert it away. And now there's a possible counter-attack on here with Molly Darcy-Rice shooting away down the centre. Bit of a knock away from Anna Doherty, momentarily disrupts momentum. However, England Blue still trying to pepper the Ulster goal here, and it's a good surge from Victoria Beglin, pulls it across towards the front post, and it goes off the near kickboard and out for an Ulster ball. And Rebecca McConnell's on the ball now. Seen a lot less of her in the first 7 minutes or so of this third period than we did in the first 2 periods, purely due to the fact that she's had less defensive work to do. And that is credit to the Ulster offensive line. Amelia Harvey, though. Will there be a sting in the tail from the England blue attack here? It's good play from Sheldon as she tries to get to the centre of the area. The umpire gets involved and says that she used a foot there in the build-up to that. Of course, such a fast-paced game is hockey. Really end-to-end stuff here. And England blue now at the other end there, trying to make inroads. Abby Spake crashing into the advertising hoardings behind the goal there as she tried to pull the ball back across. Couldn't do so, however. And Rebecca McConnell will get things going again from the back. A square pass to Annick Morwood. She tries to play the ball through Carolyn Spence, manages to get a cannon off the knee there and win a set-piece situation. And the ball ultimately goes out on the near side. It'll be a restart from Yazzie Shahal. Just coming over the halfway line. Nice dribbling from her in between a couple of white shirts before playing it square. And I haven't had too many occasions like this in the third period so far where England blue have moved possession freely from back to front. Beginning to try and do it now, however, as they begin to surge their way towards the shooting zone. A good chance as well. This is played back, and a wonderful bit of defending from Katie McKee, just getting a stick involved there to work the ball away from what would have been surely a certain England blue goal. Now at the other end, Ulster trying to create some damage here. They've got a 3-on-3 if they play it right. They don't initially. They could still get another bite of the cherry, but good defensive work from Amelia Harvey to get the ball away. And the ball comes off the foot there of Lauren Elwood as Lauren Mulholland was driving away forward. Katie McKee now, great stick handling again from her, gets to the left side of the area, drills it through, and you can just see the spray off the ball there as the players try and either clear their lines or put the ball in the area due to a combination of the earlier showers and of course the mass dousing we had at half time with the sprinklers coming out into force. Ulster failing to make anything of that one there despite Anna Doughty's efforts. So England blue trying to get their mojo back really. First half looked very good. Unfortunate not to be a goal in front. And so far in this third period, they've been a shadow of the side they have been so far, and that is all credit to the team from Ulster. With Lauren Elwood now, halfway, near side the right. Good bit of work to get past Rachel Houston. Failed to get past the second player, who's Katie McKee, however. And the ball is scooped forward. It's well dealt with by Annick Morwood. So Molly Darcy-Rice putting on the pressure and actually winning the decision as well there from the umpire Zoe Hall on the near side. And Kimberly Sheldon will get things started. And the decision goes in favour of England blue. So a bit of territorial advantage that they currently boast at the moment. However, that breaks down quickly. And once again, it's captain fantastic for Ulster. Rebecca McConnell managing to get in the way of things. However, that pressure is stopped in its tracks. And back come England blue once again down the right side. It cannons into the shooting area off the knee there of Lucy McAvoy. And the umpires we've had so far in the 2 games on pitch 1 have been very eagle-eyed indeed to whenever the ball has come off foot, knee, or anything other than stick. Attack on now for Lucy McAvoy. Central part of the area. Cannons back for Molly Darcy-Rice. She's trying to make something of it here in the attacking zone. And then a decision has been given in favour of England blue, and it will be a penalty corner And we've had penalty corners aplenty so far in this third period. This time around, it goes back into the favour of England Blue. Neither side yet have managed to make these set-piece situations count. England Blue team coach, Christine Crossley, will certainly be hoping that this time around her team can manage to make something of it. Scurrying across to go and take this one is number 11, Annabelle Hebb. Big moment potentially in the game here, and Hannah Desellinghort momentarily fluffing her lines, then tries to strike it on the left side of her body. She slipped as she went for it, and really made a hash of that. So just over 3 minutes of this one, and you have to say, if a game of hockey was decided on points, then it'd be Ulster taking the points in this third quarter after England Blue shaded the first two. Ulster with a bit of defending to do here, and Anouk Norwood, who's had a good game so far in the back line for Ulster, coming away with the ball and actually getting the decision as well. So Rebecca McConnell, the captain, will reach that play at the back, and there's a calmness about Ulster that they didn't have in the first half of this match. They are comfortably using the ball and keeping possession. However, the ball came off the foot there of Anna Doty, and the attack is on for Carolyn Spence. Goes out, and it will be a ball on the 23-metre line for England Blue. Gabby Dyer standing over the ball, sliding it down the line, and too much zip on that one for Lucy McAvoy. And of course, with this surface at the moment, you can certainly use it in your advantage and try and get a bit more zip on the ball than you usually would, but if you overhit it, then you'll certainly know about it, because this pitch does not intend on slowing the ball down one bit. But the pressure on Anouk Norwood at the moment, and she gets found out as well. And a late charge on here inside the final 2 minutes of the quarter. Ball goes into the area. Momentarily, Ulster can deal with it. Still, it's not fully away, and the right foot of Gemma Ferguson just beats the ball away towards the near side. It's kept in by Lauren Elwood, who is met there by Rachel Houston, but the ball manages to find its way down the line, eventually off the stick of Katie McKees. And a restart for Sophie Skelton of England Blue, and a bit of a unflattering collision there between her and opposite number Lauren Mulholland. Sees the latter get her team the decision. And it's certainly been Ulster's period, this, but they'll have to make sure it doesn't peter out into insignificance, because at the back end of it, England Blue are beginning to show some dominance. And a chance here as well. It's a tame effort towards goal by Yazzie Chahal, but enough for the referee to spot an infringement as the ball made its way through off an Ulster defender, and it will be another penalty corner. And in a quarter littered with penalty corners for either side, it looks as if we are going to end here with one going in favour of England Blue. And once again, the din of the intense music makes its way around the stadium, and there is certainly high stakes involved in this set-piece situation here. What can England Blue muster here against Ulster as the ball is pulled back? It's nicely worked. Will it amount to anything? It's just a couple of players in the centre there on the wrong wavelength, not being able to control the ball. The guilty party in the end, I think, was Hannah Desellinghort. It may have been Carolyn Spence as well, who's got possession now. Bursting away in from the right, and a wonderful sliding interception from Anouk Norwood. And then it's come off the leg there of Gabby Dyer, who did the splits inadvertently due to the slippy nature of the surface. Blocked the ball, and it looks as if this will be the final action of what has been a very compelling third quarter here. The hooter is about to sound. There it goes. So, still goalless after the first 45 minutes of this match, and Ulster have definitely come out of their cocoon in the third period. They've created numerous opportunities in front of the England blue goal, but couldn't make it count, unfortunately, as Zara Rose currently stands in the England blue net with an undefeated record. But same has to be said for Ulster's number one, Gemma Ferguson, as well, as England blue came on top at the back end of that third period. She had to be called into action a couple of times. Both sides have penalty corners where they seem to be looking threatening, but it was the defences that came out on top. And as we go into what will be a fascinating final quarter, we are still wonderfully poised at 0-0 here between Ulster and England blue. Of course, don't forget that tomorrow Ulster have 2 games to contend with. At 1 o'clock they face England Red, and then they finish their trio of games against the English teams by taking on England White at 6 o'clock on this pitch, and you'll be able to watch that on the live stream as well. As for England blue, next up they take on Scotland here at 4 o'clock. Just a one game for them tomorrow. So busy schedules for both teams, but of course that's what you expect when you come to the school games. Of course this is School Games 2017 here at Loughborough University. Very good afternoon to you wherever you are watching from around the world. You are watching Ulster taking on England blue in what is an incredibly tight affair. Something has got to give. Will it be Ulster or will it be England blue to draw first blood? And it could be a decisive goal in this contest as well. Yazzie Shahal coming up towards halfway, comes off the right hand there of Katie McKee, and she certainly felt that one. She's going to battle on, but no doubt that was a nasty knock to the knuckle. Ball slammed forward, searching for an outlet up front, aimed towards Annabelle Hebb, but she fails to bring it under a spell, and an Ulster restart at the back for Annick Morwood. Square it goes for Rebecca McConnell. Now Anna Doughty trying to worm her way forward down the left-hand side. Her opposite number, Victoria Beglin, is in her back, and then the referee's whistle goes in favour of Ulster. They'll get a deflection as well as the ball goes out on the near side, so the restart will be from Anna Doughty, and the safe option, of course, as ever, Rebecca McConnell, should I say, a safe pair of hands at the back. Gives it to a defensive partner as well. Annick Morwood, who's attempted to feed down the line, goes into the blue part of the pitch rather than the green. Unfortunate for Ulster there. Good closing down from them. They seem to have adopted that in their game plan into the second half of the match. They weren't really pressing from the front at the beginning of this contest, and now they are really giving it a good go whenever England blue have the ball in their back line, and they're not giving them a moment's rest. But same has to be said for the English as well, who come forward with a good opportunity. The captain, Hannah Dissellinghall, gets to the left side of the area. Strong challenge from Rebecca McConnell, who strides away with the ball towards the middle part of the pitch and wins a restart on the far side as well. Just in front of the Ulster bench, Rebecca McConnell, infield it goes. Laura Mulholland tries to play it down the right channel, and it agonisingly comes off Anna Nornlast, and she couldn't bring it under control, and down it goes for an England blue ball from the back. But Anna Norn, certainly the number 15 at the front, closing things down and hurrying England blue into these passes out from the back, which Ulster are picking up very well at the moment. It's Rebecca McCulloch playing it down the left of McDowell. McDowell struggles to find a teammate, and it inadvertently came off a body as well rather than the stick. England blue have possession back. A nice scoop ball forward. Rebecca McConnell there, one of two Ulster players getting involved in that debate on the near side. Therefore, the umpire blew a whistle. And the Selling Court's ball down the line goes out of play. Well, England Blue on top for the first 2 quarters. Ulster certainly bossed the third. This one, a very even affair. Sheldon down the left. Squirms the ball down that left-hand side, and the chase on here now for Lauren Elwood. She can't get to the end of the ball. It will be another Ulster restart from the back. So this is the final of 2 games today here on pitch 1 at Loughborough University, but don't forget, lots more action to come tomorrow. 4 games in all. Run you through those in a moment, because Selling Court looking lively on the right side of the area. She gets the decision as well, and it will be a restart from the 23-metre line. So don't forget, tomorrow we start off with the boys. Scotland taking on England Red, before it's England White locking horns with England Blue, and then it's back to the girls in the evening. 4 o'clock start between England Blue and Scotland. And of course, 6 o'clock, as I mentioned, Ulster will be back, and they'll be playing England White. Restart for England Blue on the near side. Sophie Skeldon trying to slam it in towards the front part of the area. She manages to get the decision as well. It seemed to be Anna Doughty who was the guilty party that time around. So an opportunity just outside the dashed lines here, as the ball goes in towards the front part of the area, and that time the decision goes in favour of Ulster, and Rebecca McConnell will restart things from the left corner of her defensive area. Shots to plate sidewards, and Alec Morwood, who was almost dispossessed there, she gets another go at it, and again she's struggling to get the ball past Annabelle Hebb. Hebb got the last touch on it, however, and Ulster can restart things with the ball down the line. And it's getting tighter and tighter this game. Very difficult for both teams to find a bit of room and conjure a few passes together. And it's really going to go right down to the wire as we go into the final 10 minutes of this contest. Previous 50 minutes not being able to separate these 2 outfits. Scoop ball forward is almost met by a high stick there, and that is why the umpire blew her whistle. Pull pass that time around from Rebecca McConnell. A combination of that and poor control sees England Blue making a charge down the left, and they're beginning to have the territorial advantage at the moment. Good play from Duchess, left side of the area, trying to find a route towards the byline there. It's cut out, and will be an England Blue restart, and it will be Freya Duchess to get things going once again. She's got 3 white shirts in front of her. She tries to play the ball through one of them, which was Olivia Mullen. She got the last touch on it as well, and therefore it would be an England Blue ball. Play very tight on the far side at the moment. Difficult to really tell who's got possession of it, but a decision has been made by Adam Genga, the umpire, and it goes in favour of Ulster. And Rebecca McConnell surveys the scene and will release this from the back. Ulster struggling to get out of their own half at the moment. They manage it now, and they win a restart on the far side as well. Anna Morn switches it into the centre. A good opening this possibly for Sophie McDowell to run into. Tries to slip it down the left side of the area towards McCulloch. It's a good interception from Amelia Harvey. And now it's England Blue once again. Foot being applied to the gas. Have they got a second wind here? The afterburners beginning to be applied, but they will have to be suddenly stopped as Ulster once again get a decision on the edge of their own defensive quarter. And McConnell will be the one to restart play, once again being closed down very quickly indeed. And both teams certainly keen to close down the opposition, have a bit of intensity in this game, and we may only have 7 minutes left, and we've had 53 tough minutes being played out by both teams, but still not letting this one up. Tough schedules coming on the horizon for both teams, but they are purely concerned about the remaining 7 minutes of this one and as to who will take the points away from it. Two balls on the pitch momentarily, so Amelia Harvey will get things going once again. She rolls it back for Skelton. Good tackle from Anna Nord, and that can start a possible counter charge here for Ulster. We're trying to get the way down the centre, just about at the second time of asking. Abby Spate can bring the ball under control and release it down the far side. McCulloch gets the decision as the ball cannons off Sheldon.
Keep dropping, Blue, keep dropping!
McCulloch just inside the attacking quarter, squares it centrally, and opportunity on the left side of the area potentially. She's got it back to goal at the moment. She then strikes one towards the far corner. It's a good save from the goalkeeper. It was Olivia Mullen with the strike on goal. She has it again. Coming towards the attacking zone. More or less everyone back for England Blue at the moment. Mullen still going. She's trying to find an option. Squirms through into the area. A possible opportunity as the ball bounces around to the far side. It lands at the stick of McCulloch. She's bursting away into the area. A ball into the area. Oh, and it's diverted away by the goalkeeper. It came off Rachel Houston's stick last. What a marvellous save with the left glove that was from Millie Regan. Norn trying to turn. A couple of shirts around her. One of them was Victoria Beglin, who got the decisive touch to get the ball away. But the ball coming back for Ulster. But it breaks down, and hopefully for them they haven't committed too many people forward, because England Blue looking very bright on this counter charge. Kimberly Sheldon, not seen much of her in the second half of this match. She concedes that decision, but Ulster hungry to try and pick up a winner in this one. Inside the final 5 minutes of it, England Blue with possession as we come towards the halfway line. Good offload as well. Lucy McAvoy trying to chop his way inside of Morwood, but Morwood can get a clearance away down the near side. Beglin runs out of room. It came off Morwood's stick last. So Beglin charges down the right, tries to get towards the byline before pulls it back. McAvoy across into the scoring zone. This is a real opportunity here for England Blue if they can make it count. The angle wasn't really there, and Carolyn Spence tried to squirm one through towards goal. It took a couple of deflections on its way through. I think the last of them came off Gemma Ferguson. It'll be an England Blue ball from the 23-metre line, and it goes wide for Sheldon, left side of the area. Tries to play it across the face of it. It was a dangerous ball. Ulster holding firm. McAvoy tries to get a shot away, and the umpire Zoe Hall gives that decision in favour of the Ulster defence, who can quickly restart things from the back. They're wasting no time about it. Good play out towards the near side, the left. A chance now for Sophie McDowell. One person in the area. She might go alone here. Left side of the area. Tries to dart one in. It's saved by the shins of Millie Regan, should I say. Katie McKee trying to find one in on the angle. Now it squirms through towards Millie Regan's net, and it will be a penalty corner for Ulster with 3.5 minutes to go. Talk about squeaky bum time. This would be one hell of a moment for Ulster to grab the opening goal in this contest. And England Blue definitely need to have their wits about them here in order to keep this one out. Both teams have certainly had enough practice at penalty corners in this game so far, particularly in the third period. Well, I think this is the first time in the fourth that we've had a penalty corner. Not long left to go in this game at all, as Ulster will pull the ball back in search of what could be the killer goal in this one. McKee strikes low. It's saved by the foot of the goalkeeper. McKee again on the left side of her, fires it in, and that time it is blocked, and the umpire has given a decision there against Katie McKee, potentially for a high stick. Not too sure about that decision, however, as England Blue come down the other end over the halfway line. A good opportunity now for Molly Darcy-Rice. What a thrilling end to this game as she pulls it back towards the edge of the area, and it will be a decision in favour of Ulster this time around. Rebecca McConnell, no rest for the wicked at all in this game, and both sets of players have given everything they've got in order to get something from it. But who will get the last laugh? Houston tries to pull it across. It's a good block, but it might break loose. Shot comes in and it just goes wide agonisingly. And I thought Hannah Norn there managed to find the target, and it took a deflection on its way through. So it'll be an Ulster restart from the 23-metre line. Trainer is lost there from Sophie McDowell. That's the sprinklers coming into effect for you. As the charge now at the other end being made over halfway. It's like a basketball game at the end of this match. It comes off McConnell's foot, and it's a quick restart with McAvoy. Right side of the area, pulls it into the middle. A chance was there, and a chance will remain because it's a penalty corner for England Blue. I think it may have been an infringement by Gemma Ferguson, the Ulster goalkeeper. So 2 minutes remaining. And what a blockbuster finish to this tight tussle. Certainly been a tug of war in the final half of this match. And it's going to go right down to the wire, and it may come down to this penalty corner here for England Blue. Ulster with a chance at one end from theirs. Didn't make enough of it. Can England Blue punish them here? It certainly would be a sickening knockout blow. Well worked this left side of the area, shot comes in, it is very well blocked indeed. Danger still not fully averted, and it will be another penalty corner for England Blue. The initial effort coming in there I think may have been blocked by a leg. And so it's round number 2 for England Blue with this penalty corner. Back to where they were 10 seconds ago. So back he goes towards the edge of the area. Squared again, it's the same sort of move, and the shot comes in low, it's saved, and then eventually into the back of the net. And it's Lucy McAvoy, the number 16, that has got it in the tightest of contests here at Loughborough University. First blood is drawn by England Blue with just 90 seconds remaining, and Lucy McAvoy is the one that turns it home. A goalmouth scramble from the penalty corner. It's Ulster 0, England Blue 1. Well, that is really harsh on Ulster, and if either team had managed to pick a winner in this game, then it would have been very tough for the other to take, that is for sure. It's a shame there's had to be a loser in this one, because both teams have put up a very good fight indeed. It was certainly England Blue that had the vast majority of the first half of this game, but Ulster have certainly grown into it, and in the second half of this match, they're very unfortunate not to have got themselves on the scoreline. So as it stands, England Blue are going to come out on top, and what a big win it could be in the grand scheme of things in these 2017 school games. Can Ulster come up with anything in the remainder of this game? Good stick handling from Anna Doughty. She made her way over the halfway line. She then plays it inside for Norn. Ulster need a strong command of the ball here in order to force an equaliser in this one. Last touch coming off Sophie McDowell, who couldn't bring the ball under a spell. So a restart for Kimberly Sheldon, and the memo here is just get the ball as far down the pitch as you possibly can, and she's certainly receptive to that as well as Hannah Desalincourt. Can she really rub salt in the wound here? Tries to get the shot away from goal. She couldn't do it. It does not matter anyway, because the full-time whistle has blown here, and it is England Blue coming out on top by 1-0 in the tightest of games. Either team in the second half of this game could have broken the deadlock and got the deciding goal. It did seem the further and further we got into this game that it would be one goal that would do it, and the goal eventually was supplied by Lucy McAvoy from a penalty corner England Blue had 2 in quick succession. They made the second one count. It was a good move with some nice 1-2s being played between Heather Selincourt, the England Blue captain, and Yazzie Shalal as well. The ball eventually fell for Lucy McAvoy, who from close range diverted the ball into the corner of Gemma Ferguson's net. So it means here at the end of day 1 at the School Games 2017, the final score from Loughborough University on pitch 1 is Ulster 0, England Blue 1. Make sure you join us for the first game tomorrow here on pitch 1. Coverage starting from 11 o'clock as it's back to the boys and Scotland taking on England Red. But for now, enjoy the rest of your evening and we'll see you again tomorrow morning.